Imagine working your whole life to grow something, not just crops, but a legacy. Then one policy shift, one tariff decision, turns it all upside down. Across America, especially in places like Wisconsin, farmers are not just battling nature anymore. They're fighting a trade war that's rewriting the rules of survival. This isn't just about soybeans or corn. This is about whether the backbone of America can withstand the economic shockwaves rippling through every acre. Welcome to Profit Powerhouse, where today, we uncover the devastating reality behind America's agriculture crisis. In April 2025, a new round of tariffs was introduced. American agricultural products entering global markets faced mounting restrictions, and the results were immediate. While the message from the top was that farmers would eventually benefit, the reality on the ground looked far bleaker, especially for small to mid-size family-owned farms. President Trump's aggressive tariff strategy, with the U.S. slapping 145% duties on Chinese imports, was swiftly met with a brutal 125% countermeasure from China. This wasn't just a diplomatic jab, it sent seismic waves across rural America, crushing markets that had taken decades to build. Nowhere is this more evident than in Wisconsin, where generations of soybean and corn farmers have been appended. Planning for seasons ahead is part of a farmer's DNA, but nothing prepared them for a trade war that shut down their largest market almost overnight. China's response has effectively cut off American soybeans. Once a crown jewel of U.S. exports, soybeans now sit idle in silos, unsold and depreciating. Since January, orders from Chinese buyers have evaporated. In Wisconsin alone, soybean acreage is expected to shrink by 12%. Nationwide, millions of acres are being abandoned or redirected. Corn isn't faring any better. As farmers pivot away from soy, corn seemed like a safer bet, until China and Mexico, the top buyers, canceled massive orders and threatened tariffs of their own. Across the Midwest, fields that should be flourishing lie bare. Meat exports have also taken a direct hit. Pork, once a booming U.S. export, now faces up to 170% tariffs. Orders have vanished, prices are crashing, hog farmers are drowning in oversupply. Even the beef industry, which had seen a minor surge, is losing ground. China's now turning to Australia for beef, dealing a $2.5 billion blow to the American economy. And the dairy industry, it's in freefall. With a 125% Chinese tariff in place, key dairy exports like cheese, whey, and milk powder are tanking. Processing plants are cutting capacity, cold storage is overflowing. Entire dairy farms, many family-run for generations, teeter on the edge of collapse. Specialty crops aren't safe either. California's almond growers, Washington's cherry producers, and citrus farms across the South are all grappling with collapsed demand and steep retaliatory tariffs from Canada and China. Meanwhile, wheat and sorghum farmers see their market swallowed by Australia, Argentina, and Brazil. This isn't just economic turbulence, it's a structural collapse of U.S. agricultural dominance. America's reputation as a reliable trade partner is eroding. Countries once dependent on U.S. produce are signing long-term contracts with competitors. Brazil is booming on soybean exports, Argentina's gaining new wheat markets, Europe is stepping in to meet dairy demand. The long-term damage is what's most alarming. These aren't temporary deals, they are reshaping global trade. As America stumbles, new alliances form, and the U.S. may never reclaim its standing. But the most painful impact, it's not in the trade figures, it's in the lives of the farmers themselves. In rural states like Iowa, Nebraska, and Wisconsin, a quiet catastrophe is unfolding. Bankruptcy rates are spiking. Loan defaults are surging. Machinery orders have halted. Multi-generational farms are being liquidated, not because of poor planning or bad harvests, but because of political decisions beyond their control. Rural banks are pulling back credit. County fairs, once symbols of community pride, are quieter, with empty booths and rising foreclosure announcements. Worse yet, the emotional toll is skyrocketing. Mental health hotlines in farming communities are overwhelmed. Therapists report increasing cases of anxiety, depression, and suicidal thoughts among farmers facing the potential loss of everything they've ever known. One Wisconsin dairy farmer said it best, "We're not just losing crops, we're losing hope." And for everyday consumers, the pinch is real. Groceries are becoming more expensive. Tariffs on food inputs, packaging, and imports are hiking costs. Shrimp, fruits, spices, everything has become costlier, especially hitting low-income families. Meanwhile, farmers are crying out for clear answers. Many are begging for fair trade agreements, stable contracts, and open markets. Instead, they're getting political promises and vague 90-day pauses on select tariffs. What farmers need isn't another bailout. They need lasting partnerships, restored trust, and open markets. The uncertainty is killing them. Every month of delay is compounding the damage. The crisis isn't entirely without precedent. Back in 2018, a similar tariff war cost U.S. agriculture an estimated $27 billion. Soybeans alone made up 71% of that loss. But now, in 2025, the stakes are higher. There's less government assistance, more frustration, lower prices, and more aggressive global competition. States are taking action, challenging the White House in court. Trade groups are calling for immediate reforms. Even individual farmers are filing lawsuits, a desperate bid for stability. Behind closed doors, officials fear the U.S. is being left behind. Brazil, Argentina, Europe, they're all surging ahead, snapping up deals that might never come back to America. And the irony is glaring. The tariffs were meant to protect American jobs. Instead, they're decimating America's most foundational sector, agriculture. Farmers, who had no say in this political maneuvering, are paying the steepest price. In the barns and fields of Wisconsin, the question is no longer, will we survive the next season? It's, can we survive this system? Patience is wearing thin. The cost of inaction grows steeper by the day. If you care about the people who feed this nation, it's time to pay attention. Like, share, and subscribe to Profit Powerhouse to stay informed about the real issues impacting real Americans. And if you're from a farming family, drop a comment below. We want to hear your story. Let's make sure the heartland never gets left behind.